No, I'm going to go a different way.
I'm going to live. I don't want to know what stood out today.
You know, since you brought it up.
Really good practice. I know I keep on saying that, but the energy was really good. We did a few live things today, scaled back from yesterday. The execution was great. And we know that tomorrow night is all about trying to take a step and get better and adhere to our identity. But limited Jamal, Christian, Michael still did not practice, but all the other guys that were out here, just the energy level and how hard they're working and competing against one another is really refreshing to be around.
Are you going to try to play Mike at all tomorrow?
Probably not. I mean, he's been out. He's still not clear to do anything in practice, so it'll be a long shot for Michael Porter to play tomorrow in Phoenix. We'll have 4 preseason games after that, so hopefully we can get him back out there.
For years, this has been talked about as a quiet group. The veterans last year talked about needing to communicate, and they felt way better about how things were by the end of the year. Is that different this year, or is it still kind of an issue with defensive communication?
No, it's been pretty good to this point. Obviously, I hope that the communication comes up when you face adversity, when things aren't going well. Are guys willing to hold each other accountable? Those are the tough conversations. Right now, preseason, everyone's communicating on the court, doing their job. But I want guys to take ownership of this team. I want Jamal and Nikola specifically to take ownership of this team. It can't be all on DJ. It can't all be on a veteran like Reggie or Justin or KCP. I think Nikola and Jamal, the impact they have, those are the guys that really have to step up and be vocal.
Is that something that you feel like you need to tell them, or they just know at this point that it's their time to do that?
No, I think it's both. I think, me doing my job and trying to challenge them to become the best version of themselves on and off the floor. But also with those guys, just making sure that as Nicola's in year 9 and Jamal's in year 8, okay, I've grown up. We just won a championship. I played really well. We have a lot of young guys in this team. How can they help a Jalen, a Julian, a Hunter, or two-way players in Colin and Braxton and Jay, get as comfortable as possible. So they're aware of that, and it's something I think they're going to continue to work on.
Any of the young players has impressed you in terms of competing defensively?
All the guys. All 3 rookies are workers. People think Julian is just a shooter and scorer. He's really impressed me with how quickly he's picked things up and all the small things, the details. He's a quick learner, and he's out there showing he can be an impactful player on both ends of the floor. He's got a motor. He knows nothing other than playing hard and being physical and competing. That's just in his DNA. And Jalen Pickett, strong physical guard, runs his team, really good playmaker, but he's also not going to allow Jamal or whoever else just for him to be a pushover. So all of our guys, man, we talked about we have 16 days from today, including today, until opening night. And I challenge every single day is find a way to get better. And all 3 of the young guys have done a great job in terms of bringing that energy to practice.
You talked about turning the page and locking in. Have you already seen, I know it's early, but have you seen signs of that already?
Yeah, we're not revisiting and talking about last year. This is all about how can this group become the best they can be. And obviously each day is an opportunity to get better and move in that direction towards opening night. And then 82 games, this is a new season, new group, and we have to kind of hone in on that challenge and not live in the past, because no one cares what you did last year. It's a new season, new challenge in front of us.
Thank you.
You spoke a little bit about, competing right now while also developing players. You guys finished obviously 1 seed last year, home court advantage for every single series you have, lose 1 home game. How does that development factor into the calculus of trying to compete and get a higher seed in your conference?
Well, the reality is we know who our starting group is, and now we're trying to figure out what our second unit is. And, that's probably going to be a work in progress, just like it was last year. And we finally found a group by the end of the year that we felt gave us the best chance. But everything you mentioned about having the number 1 seed and going, I think, 10-1 at home in the playoffs, having home court with the crowd that we have is important. But you have to ask yourself, you want to win the battle, lose the war. We have a lot of guys that played a lot of basketball last year. So how do we balance getting those guys some rest, not in games, but I mean not playing Nikola and Jamal 38 minutes game one. And then finding a way to bring our young players along, putting them in positions where, yes, they fail, but they learn from those mistakes, because that's the best way to have player development, in my opinion.
Like, when people talk about DJ, we've heard a ton about locker room presence, leadership. How comfortable are you with his ability to help you guys on the court on a regular basis?
Yeah, I think you saw it in the playoffs. I mean, we had a 8-man rotation, but in any given game, a lot of things can happen. Injuries, foul trouble, whatever it may be. And I felt in the playoffs at the highest level, every time DJ was asked to go in and play, he went out there and did a good job. So I have all the confidence in the world, for DJ to go out there and help this team defensively, be a rim protector, offensively, run the floor, get on the rim, and then he's one of the best per-minute rebounders in the NBA. So I have complete confidence in DJ and who he is, not just in the locker room as a cultural, really important piece, but also on the court to help this team win games.
Do you have a preference? Do you want Zeke or DeAndre to claim that job and have it throughout the season, or do you want to play the matchups looking at opposing teams if they have a second kind of traditional backup big?
Yeah, I think sometimes it will be dependent upon who we're playing. There are a few teams in the Western Conference that play really big, and those could be great games for DJ. We love the defensive versatility that Zeke brings in terms of being able to switch 1 through 5. So having the balance of using either one of those guys, depending upon who you're playing, I think is helpful for us.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.